Steve. It was a difficult game to watch as a Cray Valley fan, probably fantastic for the neutrals. 5-4 defeat, 4-2 up at one point. What do you feel went wrong?
First 20 minutes we were good, got a deserved lead. Then they settled into the game and caused us problems with a long throw and getting on second balls, and deservedly got their 2-1 lead because we didn't play after that. Spoke to them at half time and said we need to get at them, and exactly what we've done. We scored 3 goals in 5 or 6 minutes to put yourselves in control, and then they do exactly what they've done in the first half and took the foot off the pedal, and that's all of them, to allow Three Bridges to gain some momentum. We let them have too many half chances, getting blocks in, and then we capitulated in the last, after their third goal, 90th minute onwards, we capitulated, and that's something that I can't say has happened this season to any of the games we've played. You know, we've lost 1 in 27, so as frustrating as it is to lose, we're still in and around where we need to be. But as I told him in there, and I'm not going over the top with it, you will never win anything in your life if you capitulate like we did at the end there. Because at 4-2, we was in control, comfortable. And it's been the same old thing a couple of times this year, and we haven't been punished. We do our own thing. And when you do your own thing, you then get the other team get momentum. They change their way they do things, and we don't comprehend that, and we don't deal with that in the way that we need to. So not coming on here battering the boys, because they've been fantastic. They've been told what's expected of them. That was well below standards in terms of our defensive side of it. And take nothing away from Three Bridges, because showed when we got our second goal, we had momentum and we got another one and another one. When they got their third goal, they had momentum and they kept going and going. And listen, I'm not going to take it away from them. They got their dross walls with the 2 goals because we couldn't defend well enough to stop them scoring. And their catalogue of errors. But what can we do about it? Cry about it? It's over now. We're still in and around the top 3. If we could have gone unbeaten all season, it would have been a remarkable achievement. Would have cost. It would have been a lot of hard work, and I think we didn't have that hard work in that last 15 minutes of that game. And we take responsibility as well, because we make substitutions, and we look at what we've done. And even from the starting 11, we look at what we've done, because it's all rosy in the garden when you go 1-0 up in the first part of the game, but then you've got to maintain that for the next 25 minutes, and we didn't do that. And it's the same for the second half. So all in all, as a group, management, players, we've all got to take that on the chin, and we've got to dust ourselves down, and we've got to go again on Tuesday away at Hive.
Say about dusting yourselves down, how do you pick the boys back up and stop their heads going down, because it is the first defeat? They haven't felt this before. How do you get them back on track?
I haven't got to do anything. They've got to do it. They know today what they didn't do right. They know for 26 games, excluding our cup games, what they've done right to be on this amazing run. So they know what it takes. They know my faults. They know what I expect from them and the staff. They've got to get themselves up for it. You know, if they start wallowing in self-pity, they find themselves out of the playoffs. Forget about challenge for the title. So nothing to do with the staff, nothing to do with motivation and stuff like that. Their own motivation should be their first 26 games of this season. And like I say, they've been outstanding. So I'm not going to stand here and absolutely batter them. But what I will say, and I've told him in there, that if you want to win something, you've got to be more resilient. And I felt we weren't in that last part of the game. And we went off page of what we was doing at the start of the second half. That's football. But again, we get another chance on Tuesday, which is great. Do you know what I mean? We scored 4 goals. First time we've conceded, 5 goals in a game in terms of league game. That's dented us in terms of goals conceded. But other than that, the back 4, back 5, wherever I've played, have been outstanding. So it's easy for me to come in here after a game and absolutely rip into people like I've seen other managers do. I ain't going to do that. No other manager has had 26 games or had their players 26 games unbeaten. So fair play to Three Bridges. They've won the last 3 now, so they've got a bit of momentum. So they can take that away and be happy. And listen, I'm all for celebrating. They was happy afterwards. They were celebrating. I'm not going to knock them for that. but it means something to us where teams want to beat you, teams want to be the first to beat you, teams will now think you're an easy picking to go and beat. That's where I say the players got to step up and be counted and say, right, this ain't going to happen again, because for 26 games we were really good.
You said about the celebration that Three Bridges deservedly celebrated, but it felt like it meant so much to them to beat Cray Valley as a team because of the momentum, because of the run we've been on. It was like the team to beat.
You'd have to ask them about that. I look at it in a footballing terms that they scored 2 goals in injury time to win the game. No different to what we would do. If we win the game in injury time, we're celebrating as if people say won the league or won the cup, stuff like that. No, you're celebrating because you really enjoyed it and you're really going to enjoy your weekend. I'm not going to enjoy my weekend. I'm not, because what we've done, I'm going to watch the video back and then we'll prepare ourselves for Tuesday. But if they're not over celebrating, they're doing what we would do if we scored in injury time, and especially 2 goals in injury time. So they're only doing what any football club would do. So they weren't over celebrating. It's not about beating Cray Valley. It's not about taking their record of not losing this season. It's about a team that are fighting for the playoffs, wanting to win a game, and they've won it in injury time with 2 goals. I'd say down to our own making, but you still got to put the chances away, and they've done it very well.
Moving on to Tuesday, dust ourselves down and it's Hive away. It's a difficult ground to play at. Do you know much about the team and how they're doing? Yeah,
I know Steve well. I know a few of the players there. I know what they're about. They won again today, so they've got loads of games in hand, but they win them. They've beaten Hernbait today, who they can now catch in terms of win their games in hand to the playoffs. So this is going to be an extremely tough evening. Regardless, when people talk about the pitches and stuff like that, and I spoke to Steve in detail about this, not just his pitch, you know, that pitch out there, Lee done remarkable get it on today, but you saw the last 20 minutes is cutting up, players are losing their footing. That's any grass pitch, and not everybody has started with a 3G, not everybody has got the finances to get a 3G, so you play on what surface you're dealt with, and we'll go there Tuesday. If it's a carpet, if it's a boggy pitch, if it turns over halfway through the game, we just have to play on it like Hive will. So it's going to be very, very tough. Again, they've won the last 3 games, I think, on the spin, so they got momentum, and everyone's going to look and think, oh, can Cray bounce back? We're going to do what we can, and if we get the result we want to get, great. If we don't, then we go again Saturday.
Fantastic. Thank you for your time, Steve. We'll
No
speak to you
problem.
Tuesday.
Cheers.